Welcome back.
This door...
It's another name for the chief lighting technician.
This is where I'll find some of that invisible wire.
Yeah. I figured out what I have to do, but it's dumb. I looked it up. It's not very well written. I try not to be too critical of games when I play them. But I did buy this game, so I feel that I can be critical. I wasn't given a key for this game or anything.
There are all kinds of cool things behind that door at the theater marked Gaffer.
All I know is that the Ice Queen, Consuela, has the key.
No worry.
Absolutely, mate. It's just a shame that your skills have no effect on humans.
It's just... Why would I need to go there and talk to him to get that information? She already says that she does everything around here. It makes no sense.
I really need the key for that door over there.
And I really need to keep my job.
There must be something you want.
Well, I have always wanted something from Stefan.
Boy, are you ever barking up the wrong tree.
He produces this other show with singers. I would love to get an audition for that show, but Stefan won't let me out from behind his damn desk. If you could persuade him to give me an audition.
I'm on it, like smug.
Alright, finally.
Your receptionist really wants to try out for your singing
I know she does, but it would put me in an awkward position if I let her audition.
Oh, right. Because you wouldn't want to reject...
No, I mean when I tell her how bloody ghastly her singing is.
You're a real...
Why? Has she promised to go to bed with you?
I think you've been
No, she hasn't. You wouldn't want...
My entire career.
What would it take to...
Divine and...
That doesn't sound...
Bear in mind, this comes from...
What?
Divine...
How about a fire alarm? This is not from the walkthrough, I'm just guessing.
What? Who?
Ah, darn it.
Kill.
My mind literally boggles when I try to imagine what might be kept in this file cabinet.
Your mind can keep both.
I'm sure...
You buy... And there...
I wouldn't... Do you want this audition or not? I've tried pleading with Stefan, but he's not buying.
Stefan?
On the other hand...
I don't know about doing something unethical.
Fortunately, we know a lot about doing something unethical.
Help up.
Okay, but you have to keep me out of this completely. Anything you look at has to go right back again.
Man, am I ever gonna get to use that fire alarm? Or the thermostat? Come on.
It's mostly a count.
What were you expecting?
Yeah, you're right.
Whoa! Penelope gets paid 5 times as much as Kirk.
Well, she does have to kiss Stefan for a photo opportunity.
That could be it. Kirk is very insecure about women. Professionally.
That sounds... Hey Mel, maybe we could just use this to blackmail Stefan into letting me win the cup.
Stefan.
That's devious, disloyal, and dishonourable. I like the way...
Yeah, I guess you're right. We'll just let the receptionist get her audition. Yeah? job with a major TV network like this must come with a pretty huge salary, right?
Sure, but what I love most about this job is finding talented people and giving them a chance in life.
That's a
Why is that?
Nothing. I was just thinking that if you were the kind of guy who was only in it for the money,
It would probably come as some kind of soul-crushing, ego-annihilating bombshell if you were to learn that Penelope and Stefan...
I get the impression that you, boy.
Really? What could two naive, impressionable young men want from you? On second thoughts, enough about the tabloids.
What do I have to do to make...
give the receptionist...
Done.
Like...
Let's go.
Just make sure she doesn't quit when...
Here you go. What was all that about?
Yeah, we were just going to discuss your German singing.
I managed to get Stefan to give you an audition.
You kept me.
Absolutely. He has no idea who betrayed him hideously just to advance their own career prospect.
You're not going to make me feel guilty. He makes me do his laundry.
Really? What's left for Sunita to do?
So,
Okay, try not to get caught going in there, though.
it's... Final. Call this an office?
I don't know. It's bigger than my first apartment when I...
Stefan doesn't let anyone have offices anymore. He says it's bad for the ego.
Yeah. Yeah, if that one breaks, you won't be in a position to need a second.
Sorry.
Me?
Do you think this...
Have you ever known glue to not come in handy in an adventure game?
This...
I can think of a couple of dozen things I'd like to use it for.
Alright.
What are you putting that...
If I hook this over the wire, it will let whatever is in the eyelet...
It would work better if you threaded something through the eyelet before...
Yeah.
Does it...
Sort of. I've threaded the crossbow bolt through the eyelet, but the flight won't...
That's kind of the point.
I don't...
It stops the bolt going straight through...
Which...
By Joe. I like the...
Why not?
You haven't got the apple on the wire yet. If you don't line them up properly, the arrow won't end up in the apple. And an arrow just hovering...
I should...
This...
Threading a length of invisible wire through an apple...
You'd almost think that it hadn't been created with this purpose in...
Okay, it's done. We now have a length of invisible wire with the apple threaded on.
Now, if you can just find a way to attach the arrow to the wire, you've got a foolproof method of ensuring the arrow hits the apple and not your noggin. As we discussed...
No, I'm going to use it to stick the apple to my hat,
Of course you are.
to make sure that the apple can't fall off my head. The arrow is going to pass along the invisible wire, but if the apple falls off midway through...
Arrow, face, bloody mess.
Okay, I've hooked the crossbow.
I'm imp...
I d-
Yeah, you haven't threaded it...
Is it?
I believe it is. Just put the bolt into the crossbow when you're ready to get started. Don't get me wrong, you've done a great job of rigging up that arrow and crossbow. Even I think this might actually... Well, you can't just go motoring in there and start rigging up invisible wire, gluey apples and hooked crossbow bolts while the judges are watching.
Oh, right.
Now it is time to use the fire alarm.
Let's...
Let's...
While everyone is out of the theater, we can set up the rigged crossbow and apple without anyone knowing what we...
Bo?
I mean, it's within direct eyesight of everybody. Not suspicious at all.
We just got it all done.
Consuela, keep an eye out for anyone tampering with the fire alarm. The firefighter...
He's got his...
Crikey, I thought he preferred them young. Ready? Remember that?
Yeah, I narrowly missed banging my head on that rock, only to get tied up in the bungee cord and nearly garroted myself.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, well, it's not as safe as that, but on the plus side, you're due a... Relax, mate, it'll be fine.
Well...
And we know the apple can't come off the top.
Right.
So that's...
You're right, Mel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
About time. I was
No.
I'm not sure you're one to be judging people for using the rear entrance
I'll ignore
more
that.
of that. Come on,
and have it
those
edited
jokes.
out of the final cut, no doubt.
Can we begin?
By all means.
That's the one thing I was hoping not to do.
Flippity floppity, flippity floppity.
Can we rebuild him? Do we have the technology?
I can patch him up. But is that what he really...
Knowing the big fella, what he really wants is a chili dog with extra onions and a NASCAR subscription.
Are you sure that's his wish?
He's been on unemployment, workman's comp and food stamps since the day he turned 18. He spends his welfare checks on alcohol, video games, soft porn magazines and pizza. A TV documentary concluded that he was the dregs of humanity and that his seed should be wiped from the earth.
Most people wouldn't like to think of their friends and loved ones.
He visits his grandmother at her retirement home once a week. She takes his laundry down to the washroom while he sits in her room watching Wheel of Fortune and eating butterscotch.
Brain damage can be a very debilitating condition. It's torturous for the relatives to watch as the brain function slowly ebbs away. That's right.
Yeah, it makes me think he's had brain damage for as long as I've known him. And all I'm saying is get the hell away from him, you freaky death woman.
Fine, fine.
Is that another one of your treatment methods?
Now, at this point...
I think we all saw this coming. Closet doors are opening.
I told you earlier there were 3 tests to pass. There's actually a 4th.
Hey, no fair changing the rules.
In my defense, I never imagined in my wildest dreams that someone dressed like a 1970s ringmaster was going to pass the first 3 tests. Besides, it's not so much of a test as a promo. We like to film a bit of extra footage for the behind-the-scenes DVD we release.
We just need you to fly.
Long haul or domestic?
Human-powered flight, buddy. Not for long. Just 10 seconds of flight in front of our...
I'm not really cut out.
Normally I'd say no. So no. I'll grant you I've seen rocks that were more aerodynamic than you are. Nevertheless, these are the same tests we have every year. You either pass them or you go home.
Fine.
Well, first we have to fail it.
It's part of...
Or maybe we don't have to. Maybe I can just affect that thermostat. Like I've been waiting to do all along. Yes, finally.
Warm, very warm, hot, red hot. Right, it's on. I can't believe it's not hotter.
If anyone out there works in advertising or marketing...
Heavens, it's getting hot. I have to go.
Dude, what if she notices the thermostat?
You brought the pencil with you. She won't be able to reach it.
But she has other ones.
Besides, at her age, she probably thinks it's her first...
Phew.
I can't see it.
Me neither.
Mel. Dude, I can't fly.
Are you absolutely sure you can't?
I've never tried sword swallowing.
Maybe it's a latent skill.
Maybe.
Long enough to have regret.
Serious.
Let's think about this logically. Yet contestants have
I guess.
So find a... If you...
I didn't...
She had...
Oh, I thought you'd have new dialogue there. Alright,
You look...
In fact, I...
Kid. Being...
And
Well, you'd...
But... How...
When I...
Get... Or...
There was a guy here earlier.
I'm...
You mean...
Look...
I think this is...
You're...
All right.
Fine. Roll cameras.
Excellent work, mate.
I don't believe it.
Nobody likes a...
People like whatever I tell them to like. How...
Whoa!
Might want to downplay the surprise a bit, mate.
I think we should have an adjudicator make sure it's...
Yeah, I've never seen a creature that big flying outside of a Disney cart.
Consuela! Consuela, be a dear and go and check our flying friend, would you? I want to make sure he's not on a wire or something.
Whoa!
Mate, I think we might have cranked the thermostat up a bit too much. This fan is real... Look at...
Good grief. Well, at least he died.
Tell me what you remember.
Please don't call me that. You'll give away my secret identity.
What the heck?
Okay. What should I call you?
Call me the Purple Patriot, sworn to protect the citizens of New York from the scum of the universe.
Are you sure there's no conflict of interest there?
You're not in any state to be protecting citizens.
Nonsense! My super healing has already healed all of my injuries.
I think winning the contest has gone to your head, mate, along with innumerable large heavy objects.
I don't understand, old chum. This is how the Purple Patriot always speaks.
Have you got that hat on too tight or something?
This is fascinating. He seems to be experiencing a psychotic episode.
He's not a test case, you know.
No time to stand here prattling, trusty sidekick. There are supervillains that need clobbering, starting with that damn commie in the green room.
I think he's gone, mate. Besides, he wasn't doing anyone any harm.
Not doing anyone any harm? He's a goddamn communist! And the worst kind of communist at that. A foreign communist.
Well, you don't get a lot of homegrown ones.
Damn immigrant supervillains are the reason our streets aren't safe for American supervillains anymore.
Oh
They
my
come
gosh.
over here, stealing our spandex, screwing our superheroines, and providing cheap foreign labor to American crime syndicates. Then they start crying racism the first time a gang of men in white hoods viciously beats them half to death.
All right, mate, calm down. You weren't complaining about foreign labour when that Korean kid hooked you up to free ESPN, were you? Anyway, he's gone now.
What about that fruit in the tutu? Is he still...
What did you...
What?
Well, if I'm going to give some villain a beating, it might as well be that fruit with his...
Dude, he wasn't even a villain. He was a hero.
I don't know.
And how do you know
This
so
writing
much
has
about his
become
thighs and
pretty
buttocks
awful.
anyway?
Never mind that. There are criminals out there doing things that the Bible doesn't approve of.
This may be the most sudden breakdown that I've ever witnessed. Does your friend self-medicate?
Not unless...
Can the psychobabble, sister? The men are talking. Now, why don't you go and do...
What the I mean, like, this is just like... It's cranked the unlikableness up to 11.
God, it's worse than I thought. He hasn't lost his mind or had a breakdown. He's become a Republican.
Hurry, old chum!
We came on the metro, mate.
Excellent idea. We can strike a blow against...
Well, it's a good spot to get mugged, I'll give you that.
I can't change out of my costume, my friend. I have a secret...
Yeah, it's just that, dressed like that, you're going to get almost as much attention as that busker that plays harmonica for people.
I understand your concerns, but I have a responsibility to my devoted fans. If we start gathering a lot of attention, I'll just have to stop and sign...
Just be careful you don't sign any commitment papers.
Too late. I've just finished the paperwork. I'm having you committed to the Lakeview Psychiatric Hospital for evaluation.
Not bloody likely.
No, old friend. These papers appear to be legitimate, and the Purple Patriot is nothing if he doesn't observe the rule of law.
I don't remember you saying that when we hopped the turnstiles at Rockefeller Center. Oh, that's true. I was in front of you. Look, mate, you can't let Nurse Kevorkian here bundle you off to the nut house. Before you know it, she'll have you out of your straitjacket and into a nice, comfortable cop.
Sorry, Melvin, but my mind is made up.
Lakeview.
That too.
There's a curtain pulled right the way around the bed. They're probably trying to give Kyle a quiet area with a bit of privacy to begin his recovery. Either that or the glare from his costume was keeping the other patients away. Do you...
Yes.
Just so long as... The tap is dripping. I'm trying to protect... Have you had a chance... I don't...
He's refusing to let me examine him. He said...
I wanted to apologise for those chauvinist comments Kyle made. He's definitely not feeling himself. Under normal circumstances, you couldn't have kept him away from a woman in a nurse's uniform. Plus all...
That's not all. I'm afraid there was an altercation on the way up.
What's this about an altercation?
No, nothing like that. In fact, he made it very clear.
Oh, the big Russian. Yeah, he seems to have a hard-on for...
No.
We met him earlier, but Kyle's normally very tolerant, even supportive of alternative lifestyles.
Maybe he always...
I dunno. He never struck me as having a lot of inhibition.
A lot of people...
Yeah, but he has to walk a block and a half to get... Is Kyle...
He is behind it.
I know. I was there when...
I did no such thing.
Well, given what a distressing day he's had, don't you think it might...
I suppose that idea has some merit.
I'm not sure anything short of a public execution could get him excited at the moment. I should...
Just try...
It's hard to do that with someone who eats donut bird. Time to pay some attention to that man behind the curtain.
Up.
Okay, where is he, nurse malpractice?
What do you mean?
I mean, what have you done with my friend? You were intent on euthanising the big fella, weren't you?
Picture.
Well, maybe not the picture of health. It's true that he clogged arteries as easily as he clogged toilets.
Please calm down. I assure you I haven't done anything to your friend. He was perfectly fine when I closed the curtain.
So where...
Perhaps he's gone for a scan.
Carl...
Yes, old friend.
Are you all...
I'm having a stroke.
Oh, God, sorry.
No, I mean an actual stroke. A brain attack.
Hang about, mate. I'll get you out of there. You seem busy.
No.
Oh. Kyle's having a stroke.
Well, it's
We've done that joke. He must have locked it from the in...
Yes.
One moment. Thin crust, extra pepperoni, double onion, jalapeno. You do? Great. Make me one antisocial and deliver it to the Ladeview Hospital. That was me ordering a pizza. Now I have an emergency to report.
All right. Take the...
This key... Of course, there's a compelling argument that the world is a safer place with Professor Prejudice locked in the crapper. Stand back from...
I can't even see the door. Oh, thank you.
How can
I don't know.
You don't think it's possible that the light bulb died?
It might seem like that in the cold light of day, but at the time I thought something had popped in my head.
Yes, I think I got the picture. You don't mind?
That's fine.
If you can't excite him in that black leather number, I'm sure it's beyond me. How are you feeling, mate?
Now that I know the stroke was a false...
Surely you knew you couldn't have been having a...
Well, I once read that a common sign of a stroke is a massive, unexplained headache which comes on suddenly.
Yeah. Nurse Julie says you refused to let her evaluate you.
Of course I did.
Yeah, you noticed that then. Only you're not normally shy about getting undressed in front of a woman.
I'm not embarrassed. I just want to be evaluated by someone.
Let me put it another way. This is the nurse who, on several occasions, Thought it was better for you to be dead than have a bit of a headache. If you wait for a male colleague to evaluate you...
Perhaps I have been a bit hasty.
Can I...
Anything.
What do you think of...
Oh, great.
I agree with Rush Limbaugh.
I can see why he would be more concerned with unattractive... What do you think about youthful...
We should do more to it.
Exactly.
The damn youths are taking over the streets.
What are your...
We need
You don't...
Sorry. Just wait till... I'm just recharging.
Yeah. I've talked to the big fella. He's sorry.
Okay. Let me know.
Can I have a quick...
Anything?
You're gonna need to act like your alter ego Kyle during the evaluation. Pretend you're incognito.
Is he the old guy with the...
Just pretend you...
Now that... What?
Yeah. I'll let...
Okay.
Get on with it.
Firstly,
He's an up-and-coming act...
That's right, old friend. By day, I'm the mild-mannered... the mild-mannered trainee actor Kyle Keever.
I think you got those the wrong way around, mate. Hopefully, anyway. Can't...
subject shows delusions of grandeur.
It was all going so well until...
Next.
He's always wanted to be in a Joss Whedon film.
Why?
That chance, old friend. There are no available parts in Joss Whedon movies until Alexis Denisoff dies. It's a shame, too, because if my alter ego was a success...
You've declared...
That's...
He's the enemy.
some signs.
What are you...
Finally.
Did she just ask me?
What?
Who?
He loves playing a superhero. It's the best role he's ever...
And I love...
Will you cut that out?
Repressed.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Also. Okay, the evaluation is complete.
I've got a...
I'm extending Kyle's involuntary commitment indefinitely. It's clear to me that he's suffering from one or more serious psychological disorders. As such, I don't believe it's safe to allow him back into the community.
What will happen to the Purple Patriot? Will he escape the clutches of the saturnine Nurse Julie? Why has his personality changed so dramatically? Will Kyle ever get his memories back?
Alright. So was that the end? Oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. Well, the music was good. Listen, I love satire and parody. However, I'm not a fan of the writing in this game at all. They did not earn their right to their quote-unquote satire. The voice acting was not very good. The interface is a little clunky. The puzzle design would be normally fine if it wasn't for the fact that they force you to talk to people in order to allow you to interact with certain items. Now that makes sense. Jake Kaufman made the music. Well, that's gonna do it here. I'm not gonna do... There's also 2 other episodes, but I'm not gonna do them for the channel. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna do them at all. But thank you for watching. Grab a snack and we'll be back with another game.